Whoop. Hi guys, how you doing? I'm just at a cemetery. As you can see, I'm seeing things out the corner of my eyes already. Still a bit of daylight. There's noises in the trees. It's creepy as hell in here. I was in a different section of the graveyard, but there's somebody sat there with a big dog, which is weird because it's not that accessible, but they've just come out. So I'm in this part at the moment. I'll have a wander around, do a few sound recordings, and then I'll go over to that section. Hello, Badger. How are you doing? Good evening, everyone. I didn't see you come in then. If you just type away at the bottom. I've sat one of my trail cams actually. If I can get you to see a little red light in the tree there. Not trail cam, body cam. Kind of just left it there as I'm going to go for a wander into these dark woodland area. Operations Paranormal Research. How are you doing, Michelle? Hello, Tina. So there was somebody in the section I was about to go in, which kind of forced me over into this section. I didn't want any kind of interference or noise, but there's the traffic, you hear cars going past. So this cemetery kind of dates back to the 1800s. I'm going to flip around shortly and I'm going to show you what I'm looking at into these dark woodland kind of gravy area, if you like. Bloody hell, you've had a bad car accident, Michelle. I hope you're okay. Hello, Tracy. Nice to see you. So even though it's still kind of daylight here, I'm going to get my torch out as I go into the woods because it is dark in there. The thing is about this area, anybody can kind of walk in. So it will go green because that's less likely to, I was going to say, scare the birds in the trees, but still reacting. Good, you're getting over it slowly after spending 5 to 6 hours on a board. Oh, nightmare. You're not having much luck there, Michelle. I hope you get better soon. What the F was that? There's birds in the trees. So I'm going to flip the camera around and show you what I'm just kind of going to walk into. That is actually a gravestone. Justin, hello. That's a gravestone covered in moss. There's a lot of birds, seagulls in the area. I can hear them. The only thing is with the green light, it casts weird shadows for me. I keep thinking I'm seeing people. You might be able to hear the seagulls. It sounds like they're actually laughing. I'm just in the wood, mate. I know. It might be the woods that actually gave that away then. It's actually a cemetery, this, believe it or not. It's not really meant to be like a nature reserve or anything. It's just kind of overgrown cemetery. So the actual footpath, if you can make it out, what I'm walking on, is actually old gravestones. There's ways through here. People have actually been in here because there's like footpaths going round, like walkways where they've trampled. Yeah, I don't think there's a way through there. Reminds you of Roseby Asylum graves. It's similar, but not many known about the Roseby graveyard. Yeah, it sounds interesting, that, Michelle. I still need to look into that. Amongst the other million other things I'm kind of doing as well. These gravestones just dotted about. Look, there's one. Let's walk past another one. So this graveyard, or should I say cemetery, a lot of it is, or was, for the, you know, the people that used to work in the workhouses. There's quite a few in there. Obviously not those with the gravestones, because gravestones cost a lot of money. So it was the families in the area. But there is a section for those that was in the workhouse and the other part of the cemetery, which I'm going to head towards and do some sound recordings in. You saw something, did you? What was it? There's a lot of birds because this cemetery's overgrown. Badger, excellent. Badger has now been a VIP member for 10 months. Get in, Badger. So when you become like a joining member, a VIP as Badger is, you get to see loads of other videos what only VIPs can see, what we've done. The Annabelle project being one of them. It's an experiment we did over 7 months, which is really cool. You need to watch it. There isn't an asylum here. The asylum's in Rosebery. I am actually miles away from there. Kind of looking for a way out, but it's all overgrown. I'm gonna maybe go this way. How old is the cemetery? It dates I don't know if it's the mid or late 1800s. Tracy, thank you so much. That is brilliant. Thank you. Tracy's kind of like our sponsor. It was Tracy that said this before. Raven, that is. Imagine as a vampire. Yeah, that'd be cool. Good job I've got the UV light then. Yeah, we do appreciate it, Tracy. Thank you. You probably can't make it out in this light. Just a sec. There you go. So they're big gravestones covered in like ivy. Hello, Bruce. How are you doing, sir? So I'm making my way to the other section. I'm going to sit over there, try and do some sound recordings, maybe get the ghost box out. Get an idea of some of the dates on these bigger ones. 1871. Some near the bottom there, 1852. So they were part of the church. So before I just leave this section, I need to pick up my body cam, which I've left in one of the trees recording. Shit, I'm not getting up that way, am I? Bugger. So there's loads of bramble bushes I'm tripping over. Hello, Mike. How are you doing? Oh, no worries, Raven. We love you supporting us and just watching. It's good for us and the channel. Totally come out of the wrong section. I need to be down the next one. Huge congratulations on the PC upgrade. This is why I watch your ads. Yeah, Bimble with Bruce. Exactly. I know a lot of people don't like watching the ads, but because of that and people like Raven and other people donating, that all helps towards updating the equipment, which is what I did. So I'm going to be walking just outside this first part of the cemetery. I'm going to get some weird looks because I've got a gimbal in my hand. Oh, don't worry, Mike. I'm getting some, there's a guy just sat behind me on the wall, just looking at me randomly. Hello, Mary. Hello from Michigan. So, I've left the body cam in the other section because I didn't want that guy seeing what I was doing. So I've just come over here. It's 9:50. You can probably hear it in the distance. There's a lot of seagulls, which is telling me there's probably a storm coming in. We're right on the east coast here. Boston, USA, hello. Never been to Boston. Come to think of it, I've never been to the States. Yeah, where is everybody from? Like Badger's just said. That's the path I've just come down. Let's get a ghost box out and put that on for a second. Am I in Kent? No, I'm not. I'm in East Yorkshire. It's a lot lighter than it actually looks. Sorry, it's a lot darker than it actually looks on this camera. So I flipped the camera around. I'm sat on a bench. I'm looking directly down the way in. So if anybody else comes in, I did close the gate behind me. I should hear that if anybody else comes in. Got the Ghost Box by Happy Droid GB. So what I'm going to do is, I seem to have more luck on the AM stations, so I'm going to go on that. For those of you that are into radio frequencies, it is 15.0 all the way up to 15.9 AM. I can hear people. There's houses in all directions, so. American Werewolf in London. Yeah, it's a classic film, that, Badger. You're watching from the Grand Rapids, Michigan. Excellent. So I'm on AM frequency now. If there is any kind of spirit energy around and you would like to introduce yourself, please speak through this device. I'm actually sat in a cemetery which is from the mid-1800s. That's how old it is, basically. Is there anyone with me in spirit? Sick movie. You walk on the moors at night. Stick to path, lad, stick to path. I'm trying to communicate with anyone in spirit in this cemetery. Can you use this device to do that? Can you tell me what your first name is, please? So what I actually did, you may have seen a few videos on our YouTube page where I'm debunking the K2 meter. For the simple reason, I bought one and it arrived today. And I bought it just so I could show you how, how many false positives you're getting on them. You probably can see the light flashing in my face. Now it's off. This is just to prove a point. I mean, it's going all the way up to, I mean, what are the 20 plus milligauss. This is why we don't use K2 meters on paranormal investigations, because inside they've got a circuit what isn't shielded from any kind of outside interference, and it's still going. Turn the radio off. It's not the radio, it's not the magnet in it. It is actually this live what I'm doing. It's RF signals, it's radio frequency what interferes with K2 meters mainly. So if you've got a two-way radio, or as the older generation call them, a walkie-talkie, you'll get the false positives like this. I'm looking at the button down there. I'll do another video on this actually, explaining why it's just going off and why people's K2 meters go off randomly. They believe they've got a ghost. It is not. It's fluctuating up and down. It's quite high, then going low. Can I hear voices? I think it's from the houses over there. Yeah, so I was looking at the button through there and I can actually see the circuit lit up. So it isn't shielded from any kind of RF signal or microwave signal. That would also make it do this. So it's going over full 20 plus milligauss. The closer to the phone I get, what I'm doing this live on, I could be, I mean, it's kind of still twitching back here. That's about nearly 4 foot away. But a two-way radio would have a lot stronger signal. I would use it and point the antenna at it and press the button, and that would go off if it was sat by itself, which is why we don't use them. And this is just an example. That is why it's going off now. You see so many, sorry, let me read that again. It's actually the signal from my phone triggering it, and I'll show you another reason shortly why it could be going off. See so many teams on Facebook doing lives. I think they're getting loads of K2 activity, but they're not. It's because they're live. Yeah, exactly. And we have got overhead power cables about 200 meters that direction. But it's the phone doing it. This I can see it is because the signal, the further away I get with it, it's going practically to zero. The closer I'm coming, I mean, that's about a foot away, 1.5 foot. Is it cannabis? No, believe it or not, this is an overgrown cemetery. These are actually weeds, not the type of weed you smoke. It's just garden weeds. So I'm just proving a point with a K2. This is just a mobile phone on a lav. What is making that go off? So the next time you see this on somebody's paranormal investigation, should I say in brackets, it's more of a ghost hunt. It's the mobile phones triggering these things. So yeah, I bought that just to prove a point and show why we don't use K2 meters. So these was never designed to detect ghosts or spiritual energy. It was designed to use around the office or the workplace, anywhere looking for strong EM fields, because strong EM fields can give you big headaches, make you ill. In extreme cases like overhead power cables, possibly blood cancers coming from EM fields that strong, which is why these was invented. You go around the office and check around your computer, around your plug sockets, and it detects AC current, or should I say EM from AC current, which is why we use the tri-field meter, which detects all kinds of RF signals, plus not just AC EM signals, but also DC, direct current. So AC is from everything man-made. You're not going to remember all this, don't worry about it. 5G towers, yeah, phone towers as well. I can't see any in this area. But certainly, yeah, they would give off a strong reading on a K2 like this. I've always wanted to go to Scotland. I have. My roots are actually there. My family come from Scotland. Hello, Callum. Must be a safe legal limit. I have a block of flats at the back where I live. My house at the back, the K2 stays in red. It's quite a distance away. Yeah, so these are a way to shield yourself from EM fields. Easiest way would to be a Faraday cage. Believe it or not, you can build one yourself. A couple of ways of building Faraday cages. You could actually use, you know, chicken wire, what you put on a chicken coop. Put it all across, you know, in the roof of your house, because you wouldn't see it in the roof in the loft area. So just tack it to the beams in the roof, or you could actually use aluminium foil, what you use for baking. You'd have to buy a lot of rolls of it and just glue it to the roof on the inside, and you're creating a shield. Simple as that. And if you suffer with headaches, just have a look outside to see if you've got any power cables, overhead power cables. Not phone lines, but actual electricity cables. McBait, I'm a Lindsay. Too much EMF today. Yeah, everything, you think of it, anything electrical, man-made, gives off that type of energy field, what the K2 can detect. And that is all I would use it for. If you want to do a baseline sweep of a building, just saw a red light, use a K2, go around, get the strength coming from the power sockets in your house, or the TV, the fridge, the kettle, the microwave's a big one. And just take notes, and this is our baseline read. And then if anything else happens, there's stronger fields, you know what kind of numbers you started at. So if there's a rise or a fall, which generally is, later on in the night it kind of goes a bit quieter because more people are in bed, so they're not using all the electrical devices in the house, or next door neighbours are. Being diagnosed with severe migraine, and I think it's this tower behind the house. Yeah, it could be, Michelle. I don't know if you're in a position to move, but it might be worth looking into moving, or like I said, try and build some kind of shielding in the roof of your house with chicken wire, small holes though, or aluminium foil. So there's my health tip for today, guys. How to protect yourself from EM field. It's getting dark here now. Just keep watching that gate right down the path. Raven, thank you very much. You are awesome. That's just that EMF detector, Stella. It's good for, like I said, for checking for AC EM fields, but there was never designed for looking for paranormal or ghosts, if you like. Oh, Mike's timed somebody out. What did they put? I didn't see that. Let me have a look. PSI equals proper sausage idiots. Well, that's very kind of you. Thank you, Crazy Chips. Do appreciate it. Thank you for popping around and watching the live. Yeah, so with that crazy, it's why the users in America as well must be doing something right. Call LED is names. Is anything worth using? Everything's worth using and trying, Stella, but you've got to understand how the devices work. Like just this lav, you got to understand that it's always receiving a signal and it's always sending a signal out, apart from when it's flat and it needs charging. And you've got to remember, it's got small processors inside it and a battery and everything, so it's giving out that energy field, which is AC. It's an AC current, basically. Where are you, by the way? East Yorkshire. Guys, I'm just hearing the gate going now. I'm just moving. So I just heard the gate. I couldn't see anybody coming in. I'm just going around now. So there's only kind of one way in and out of this cemetery. And when you hear the gate go, somebody's coming in, but I couldn't see anybody. I need to make my way back round the long way. So if you can make out the power lines up there, look. They could have been triggering it. So anybody interested, I'm in the South Coates Lane Cemetery. So there's some people in the cemetery, I've heard them just in the distance. Oh. So that was cut short. As you could see, I had to make my way around the cemetery because there was a group of people, and it just sounded like there was maybe drunk. There's a couple of young kids and a couple of young girls. So made my way around, come back out. It's the thing with these cemeteries, you never know who's going to be in them. So yeah, there it is. I have left my body cam in the other section of the cemetery across the road, which I need to collect. Here, although EMF is theoretically linked to anomalies, the issue is that they are so prone to environmental artifacts. Exactly, yes. There's still kind of, I don't know if there's much evidence to link them to any kind of paranormal energies. It is a theory that you know, this is why people use EMF meters and tri-field meters. It is the DC, yeah, definitely. It's the natural energy fields, like, you know, off the Earth, which is the DC, which is what we've always got our trimeters set on. If we're looking for that type of energy, put it onto DC, or it detects DC. We put it onto the heavier background. On a Friday night. What was that? Sorry, Badger, I missed that. They'll panic thinking someone's coming into the cemetery. Yeah, definitely. But I was outnumbered, so I thought, I'm not going to hang around. I'll have to try a few different cemeteries in Hull. This one is in an area where, you know, there's people about, but it was at short notice. Oh, just a sec. You're off, got lots to do. Scouting Smashwood. Yeah, get making a wooden kung fu doll, Badger, it'd be cool. So yeah, my next mission, I'm going to get out the car. Hopefully they're not about, and I'll see if I can remember where I put my body cam. It's in one of the trees across there. So get back on. I'm going to love you guys and leave you. But thanks for joining me this short live, very short-lived. Hopefully we're back on Sunday at the Delapole site, the woodland there, which is very private. Nobody else can get to it, so we'll be all right there. Hopefully I'm going to have Tony there as well. I'm going to speak to Tony over the weekend, and I think Willow may be coming as well, but obviously Willow's not on tonight. If you what? Consider subscribing. We do a lot on a weekly basis. We do during summertime. Yeah, we do more. Subscribe, it's cool. If you join the channel, there's the Annabelle project, what we did, loads of different kind of 70s experiment things. It's good. So I'll see you again soon, guys. Take care for now. See you soon.